And some of the cars that I've owned on contract hire, the first car I ever bought was a BMW M3, which I paid for, and I lost, like I said, 14 grand on depreciation. Then I had a BMW 7 Series, because I've always liked cars. When I was growing up, I grew up in a pretty deprived area in Peterborough. One thing I really liked was cars, looking at cars and all the fancy stuff. Especially, I loved Porsches. There weren't that many around in the area that I grew up. But every now and then on one of the main high streets, you might see somebody driving in a Porsche. I used to love that big whale tail. And from the 7 Series, I then went on to a Porsche 911 Turbo. That was a dream car for me. From there, I moved on to a 6 Series, then an M6. Then I've had a Range Rover SVR, a Porsche Panamera, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and 2 or 3 others probably in between. So I've kind of done the whole kind of track in terms of the cars that I really wanted. And people usually ask me, which one was your most favorite car? Without doubt, 911 Turbo. So if I wanted to have one car, which I pretty much can, by the way, but if I wanted to have one car all the time, it would be a Porsche 911 Turbo. I think it's fantastic. If you were to ask my wife that question in terms of what one family car would you want, she would say the Range Rover SVR, and my kids would probably say the same thing again. So have been lucky enough to drive quite a few, own, when I say own, I mean contract hire, have ownership of or control of quite a few different cars, and property to some extent has enabled me to do that, and it's been really good fun. I'm at the age now where cars don't excite me that much, so I do like cars, but not as much as I used to, say 10 odd years ago. Or maybe that's just because I'm getting older, maybe that's because I've just had some nice cars and you maybe get bored with them. But as I've said to you, apart from the 911 Turbo, every single car has been on contract hire, so you can get really nice cars on contract hire, and they are well worth it. Even the Rolls-Royce Ghost, which I liked a lot, it wasn't very practical in terms of driving, because everybody looks at you getting car park, and if you're into that kind of attracting that type of attention, good. I don't really like it. I'd like to think I'm a quiet guy trying to get on with my work and my business, as opposed to kind of trying to show off. And I'm not sharing the cars with you to show off. I'm just sharing this with you to say the kind of cars that are possible for you to have. You can have some nice cars on contract hire. Think about it seriously. Some good websites. The one I use, I think it's contract hire and leasing.co.uk. I mean, if you just type in contract hire on Google, the first 2 or 3 that come up, just go and have a look on those. You'll get some really good deals. And once you go into contract hire, I'm pretty confident you're not going to go and get a car through any other means, especially if you like new cars. If you want a second-hand car, an old car, where you want to spend 3 or 5 grand and own it, then obviously contract hire isn't going to work for you, because obviously if you're paying 300, 400, 500 pounds a month, it's going to cost you 5 or 6 grand a year, and you only want to spend 300 pounds and you want to own the car and run it for 3 years, then it doesn't work. But if you like nice cars, and especially if you like new cars like I do, then contract hire is the way forward.